So here is some HTML code that I'd like you to take a look at with me. I will post this on Classroom for you. And to begin, how about you take a look at this HTML code and see if you can find where some of the errors are. Um, right now, if you look on the preview on the right, it's not quite right. The page is not exactly what I intended. So take a moment, pause the video, and take a look at where we went wrong on some of this code. And after a couple of seconds here, I'll pick up and start correcting the code. But in the meantime, you hit pause and see if you can fix it, and then watch the rest of this video to see if you caught all the errors. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Okay. Again, going back to some of the things we just looked at in the previous video, one of the things I often look at is again spelling of tags and attributes. Are the attributes in the right spot? Are they paired with the right tags? Are tags closed correctly? And did I close quotes and brackets and parentheses where they should have been closed? Okay, so if we take a look at the top of your page here. Open head, close head, that's fine. Open title, close title, we're okay there. That's fine. We have the body tag, and all the way at the bottom we have a closed body, we have a closed HTML and an open HTML. So that looks fine. The basic shell has been done correctly. Okay, here we go. First issue. You probably found it on line 8 here. This style is not a tag on its own. Style is an attribute. It can't live with the tag. So my guess here is that this was meant to be, background color is a good choice here. Here's the attribute is background color. Well, background color we know is a property of the body tag. All of this needed to go inside the body tag right there. Okay. Background color was an attribute of body. And if I run this, hey, there we go. That's what the background should have looked like with that light green color. So, okay, that attribute didn't get paired with the right tag. All right, let's take a look. Next, we have an H1 here. So the HTML debugging examples, that's an H1 header. And there's the close header. Great, so that's in the right spot. And it looks like we have style equals and a color. So we changed the color of the text and we aligned it to be center. Everything looks good on that H1. Okay, let's continue to go down. Line 10, here's an open H3 tag. What causes errors at HTML? Where's the close H3 tag? Yep, we haven't closed this H3 tag. And if you look, all of the text on the page is now formatted in that larger font because we never told it stop the HTML, the H3 formatting. If we close this tag, now, hey, there we go. All right, so that's now, this is the only H3 formatting that should be there. Cool. Now let's go to the next paragraph, unclosed elements. Here's the open paragraph tag. Where's the close? Now, this is something that HTML can actually figure out with you. If it sees here on line 12 that you started a paragraph, and then here on line 14 it sees a new paragraph started, it kind of figures out there was paragraph 1, here's paragraph 2. So this is not really having too much of an effect on the page because it did in fact stop the paragraph after the word intend and start a new paragraph at badly. However, it's just not good style for us, so we want to make sure that we're closing tags and paragraphs where needed. Okay, so we do want to make sure we have the closed paragraph tags there. But we have another problem here, is that we have on line 12 here, we have a strong tag, but there is no close strong. So actually what winds up happening is it's going to try to bold everything from here, and it's trying to find another close strong tag, so it might find it right here. That's not good. Right, so let's say we needed to stop that strong here. There we go. So that looks probably a little bit better that I'm emphasizing those two words there. All right. So making sure your tags are closed correctly. The next paragraph, here's a bold tag. Here's a closed paragraph tag. There we go. We have a break tag there. That's closed correctly. So that's fine. The break tag can be by itself, or it can be on the same line. Again, remember that the browser ignores white space. Sometimes I'll do this just so I visually can see that, oh, there was a break here. But you don't need to. Again, the browser ignores white space. Here we have another example of kind of tags that are crossed. So here is an open strong tag, and here's the close strong for that. Here's the open emphasis tag and the close emphasis tag, but they're not done in the right order, and the emphasis is kind of in the wrong spot, right? So we'd have to figure out where we wanted this. Chances are this close emphasis tag should go here. Right, so we open the strong, we open the emphasis, close emphasis, close strong. We would close them in the reverse order. This probably maybe makes a little bit more sense there. All right. This paragraph here, no problem. This is an open paragraph and a closed paragraph. Great. So that one is fine. But here we go. Here's a new one. I'm looking here, and this looks like this text should be 16-point font in red, but it isn't. This looks like this should be the body text of this paragraph, no? But if we look at our page here, there's no body text there. It's not there at all. So if you look at it, what happened? First, we have the open paragraph and the closed paragraph tag. So the paragraph tag is sort of okay. We'll come back to that in a second. Secondly, let's close the quote. Here's an open quote. Text dash size, colon 16 point, semicolon, that's fine. Text color, colon red, that's fine. We never closed this quote here. There's no closed quote. So now the page is looking for another quote to pair it with, and it actually hasn't found anything, so it doesn't know how to render this. Here we go. Hey, look at this. I like working with an HTML editor because it will often help you by color coding the text. If you noticed, the attribute names are often, at least in this browser, this editor, are shown in red, but attribute properties are shown in blue. That should be blue. Tags are kind of shown in that maroon color. If the color doesn't change, it probably means it hasn't been closed properly. So there we go. Now we have style equals quote, and here are the properties, close quote, and we need to close the open paragraph tag. We need to finish that tag. So we need another, there we go. Now that looks a lot better, right? That body text went back to black, and here now is the entirety of the open paragraph tag, and it's matching close right here. I bet this is going to look a lot better. There you go. Okay, so now on the text came back. Okay. Excuse me. Now we need to pay attention to, well, this should be 16-point font and red, but it's not. Huh. So maybe we need to go back and take a look on our notes and see, did I miss something here? Did I miss something about my codes? Okay, so the name of the property is font dash size with a value, and it's color, just color, colon value. Okay. This should be font dash size and the value, 16-point font, and this should just be color. Here we go. Hey, that's better. All right. So there you go. Here's an example of just making sure you have the right attributes listed. Check your notes, use it as a reference guide. Unfortunately, there's a lot of this going on. We're seeing font sizes and colors and some other attributes used in a lot of places, but the browser is very particular. And if it doesn't know what you're talking about, it's just going to ignore you, right? So when this was text-color, it didn't recognize that as a property, and it skipped right by it. Okay. There you go. All right. So I think that is now, this is probably what this should have looked like. There's a comment here. I'll show you if you screw up the comment, right? Let's say you don't have the right comment code. Here we go. This is not the right tag for a comment. Do you see here now you're seeing things on the page that look like HTML code with the angle brackets? We should never see tags like that. So that usually indicates to me that something happened here. And we needed that in there, and now the comment will go away. So if you ever see examples like that where somehow you got code showing up on your page, there is an indication to say, let me go back and find wherever that code was. Yep, wherever this open tag looks like. Let's go find that and see if the tag is spelled correctly, if it's closed correctly. There you go. And now this probably looks a little bit better. All right. So again, just as a recap for you here. Excuse me. How can you tell something's not right in your code with these 4 items? These are the big things that I look for all the time, that when you call me over, this is what I check for. These are major issues that stand out to me. And then how do I fix it? These are the top 5 things I pay attention to. It's spelling. Are the attributes paired correctly? Or the tags closed correctly? Are they nested in the right order? And all the things that should come in pairs, like quotes and parentheses and angle brackets, did in fact come in a pair. These 5 items are the biggest troubleshooting issues I get. We'll see some other ones as we deal with other elements on our pages, but these are the first 5 things I look at. The more you code, the more you're familiar with what you're looking at, some of these things will stand out like a sore thumb when you look at them. All right, so as we get better at this, you'll pick this up. I would hold on to this slide. I would copy this in your notes and use this anytime you're working on a project. When you run into an issue, start first by checking this list. The last thing I'll say is that sometimes when you're looking at code, you are so deep into work. I've been working on this project now for 45 minutes, right? And I'm so deep into this code. Sometimes you just kind of you glance over things that you're lost with. The same way when you're writing a paper for your English class. You're so deep into this paper that you don't recognize the grammatical mistakes you've made. You don't remember, you don't recognize the wording that seems weird. Sometimes asking a friend to look at your code is not a bad idea. With a fresh set of eyes, someone who's not deep into this project, they could walk over and look at your code really quickly and say, oh, yeah, there's the problem. And unfortunately, I do that all the time with you guys because I'm more familiar with this. I can sometimes pick up issues you're having that you sat there for half an hour and stared at and didn't realize. So sometimes, not a bad idea, if you're having trouble with your code, ask someone to read it with you. And maybe that fresh set of eyes will really help you out.